Well, hello. Hi, I'm Chrissy. I am one of the instructors here at Southern Technical College. Welcome.
Welcome. I'm Brad. We are co-program supervisors.
Yes.
Or managers. And we're going to be your front runners for the program. So this is surgical technology or surgical technician. So we welcome you. We're going to give you a good intro of kind of answering some questions online, because that's why you're watching. So I'm a first assist. I've been a first assist about 5-6 years in that range. Been teaching for about 3.5. We are a school located here in Port Charlotte. So if you're within the area, we're here right on Toledo Blade. And we're going to give you some answers that you're probably seeking through this social media. So maybe give you a little insight there, Chrissy. What do you think about the program?
The program is an amazing program. It's nice because it's very small class sizes that you get quite a bit of one-on-one attention. We incorporate lab time, we incorporate classroom time. You get the hands-on with all the different instruments and equipment that we have that you will see in the OR when you go out on externs.
Yeah, I think when I chose surgical technology, it's about anatomy. I figured you're interested in this, and because Grey's Anatomy, right? Probably, or something like that. Anatomy is involved. That should be in your mind, because you will be up there at the field helping that doctor out. So really dig down deep. Is anatomy why you're choosing this field? It should be probably on the top of your list. I know that's the reason I chose it, but yeah. What about you? Why did you choose it?
I chose it because I was very interested in the medical field. I wanted to have hands-on. I wanted to be involved. I didn't want to be just standing in the background. I've been doing it for about 17 years now in a variety of different hospitals, outpatient surgery centers, offices, different things. So it's just to be able to be right there, right at the front runner of it all.
So note to self, make sure the bed is locked. I'm also a grad of Southern Technical College, the school that you're applying to. So I know what you are going through and your questions are. And I've seen this program come from, a little small room in the library to where we are now, which is a large lab that we have now. So I'm a grad, so I know what you're going through, what your fears are.
Yes.
Just to let you know, what is a surgical technologist? What is their responsibility? You're going to do your own research. It involves the OR bed. So do some research on that. You are helping the doctor. It's just not about passing instruments. Obviously, that's probably right down up on top there. Aseptic technique, doing a lot more than just passing instruments. So if I asked Chrissy a little bit about what did you think surgical technology was when someone said this field is available for you?
Well, I actually did the research myself, found it when I was in high school, and I knew that you were at the field with the surgeon. I thought it would entail just basically passing instruments, but it was a lot more than that. Yeah. You're helping the surgeon, you're assisting the surgeon, you're making sure all the equipment is in place, making sure all the supplies are picked, make sure that doctor doesn't have to really ask for anything once you know what that doctor wants.
Yeah, I think when I started, it does progress. We're not expecting you to know everything all at once. That's why you're coming through a program, teaching you. How about Chrissy? We're going to watch over here. These instruments. Tell us a little bit about these instruments.
So these instruments, when you get into Skills 1, this is where we're going to begin. This is our wall of instruments right here. So when you get into Skills 1, you'll start off by learning 10 instruments for the first week, and then it progressively goes on for the next 12 weeks where you're learning up to 110 instruments.
Now, are these like the most common instruments you should know?
Yes, these are the most common between general surgery, OBGYN, and a few little things posted in there, but the majority are the most common instruments that you will see in basically every surgical case.
So that's just an example of instruments that Chrissy was showing you. So it is a progressive learning. So don't expect you think you need to know everything, because I think even in Surgical 3, the students that are going out,
yes,
think they need to know everything. You probably know more than you think, but it's progressively, even when you're like a year in, you're hired somewhere, you're still learning.
Yes, you're always learning. It doesn't matter whether you're 1 year out or 15 years out, you should be always learning something, because the environment that you're going into changes yearly. It changes all the time. So, and with new surgeons coming in, they want new things, so it's always a learning process.
So clinicals, I think, you're wondering, there will be a clinical part on the very end. It's important, if you're thinking about this program, that you understand that there is a sacrifice. And I do say sacrifice because at the end, there's 24 weeks that you got to commit yourself to a hospital, because that's where you're going to do at least 80 to 95% of your training at we're setting you up with some basic skills here at school, but you're going to go to a hospital, and we range from Port Charlotte all the way up to Bradenton at a facility to go do your clinicals, but you don't get paid, right? So think about that. So what would you tell the students about clinicals in the sense of preparing or planning?
You just want to prepare. Once you get into the program, you have 2 years or a year and a half actually to basically prepare. So it's not like something that's going to happen immediately once you start the program. But be prepared. You want to get your finances in order. Everything else, it's 3 days a week. You have 1 day that you have to come to the school for a class. And it's, it takes time, but in the end, it's very rewarding. It is worth the time and effort you have to put into the clinical aspect of it.
So hopefully we answered some questions. If you have any more questions, obviously the link that you pushed, right, it's going to be involved other resources. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, TikTok. I would advise looking at that, right, and get a sense of what the program's about. We have fun, right? This fun's part of learning. Anyways, so click on those resources that we provided, YouTube, Instagram, and try to get a perspective. Do some research. That's my advice, and this is what you're doing now. You're trying to understand if you want to do this program. We're here. Obviously, we're here from Monday through Friday. If you want to talk to us personally, come on in. Come in and kind of maybe crash a class. Come in and see what we do in the lab. So, and just kind of reach out to the school and see if you can set up that appointment for us. But anything else you want to add?
No, just looking forward to meeting you, and come see us.
All right. Good luck. Whatever you decide, we wish you well.
All right. We're welcoming all the new students, Surg Tech students. My name is Dr. Triana, and what I do teach is 4 classes here. The Intro Gen courses, which is Foundations of A&P, Medical Terminology, Microbiology. I teach a Medical Law and Ethics class. And what we're doing right now is we're starting off, and I'm going to show you how we interact and what we do starting in the beginning in the classroom. So, first of all, I'll talk about the first day. We go into Foundations of A&P, and I'm a real advocate of basically visual. So I like hands-on doing things in the classroom. And one thing that basically I've been here for 8 years is teaching anatomy. I like to pretty much do and get involved in dissections, and I like to kind of what I call cookbook surgery. You watch, you see, you learn, and then you actually do dissections. So let me go around here, Mr. Duran, and let me show you again some of the things that we've done in the past. This is my microbiology class. We basically did a swab of the building. We call it our scavenger hunt. We literally went around and basically did swabs. We grew cultures. And then from there, basically, I took a swab, a culture, and I smeared it onto a slide, and I taught the students how to stain slides. These are original slides of what they saw under the microscope. And what they did is from there, they were able to identify microorganisms, and they came up with a list of different microorganisms that were growing through, again, our building. So this was one of our interactions that we did with microbiology. And for anatomy, so here's our microscopes. We have enough for everybody. I basically let them view slides of disease cells. I kind of get them involved in looking at slides and seeing slides. And this all kind of gets their interest again in micro. From there, basically, the anatomy classes is what we do some dissection. So what I have dissected in the past, I buy animal organs from a slaughterhouse. And what I do then is after we basically do the dissections, I give them the opportunity sometimes to mount it into a shadow box. And these are projects that they've done in the past. So this is a sheep head. We've dissected sheep heads before. What we did is we took the brain out of the sheep head, and basically it taught them how to use saws, oscillating saws, to open up the skull, take out the brain in one piece and dissect. This is a sheep heart. They open up the hearts. The pig heart is identical to the human heart. So I teach them how to open up and dissect. They see the different valves. They see all the chambers of the heart. And then they actually can go home, and sometimes they come back and do projects on this. We also dissect, and we'll go down to our dissection room in A&P. We dissect fetal pigs. This is a fetal pig that a student dissected a while back, identified all the different organs in the fetal pig. So this is how we basically get our interest in anatomy, is literally, again, teaching and showing people how to dissect and what to see and how to find organs. and I guarantee you they basically remember it that way. So what we do is, instead of basically writing papers, the students have the ability to, if they want to do an LIRN project, they can do that. So I have had things from, this is syndactyly. This is actually a student that molded this hand and demonstrated and wrote a paper on syndactyly. This is the DNA model and did this. These are all projects that they did, a three-dimensional project on an anatomical structure. And this is another way where basically we incorporate this in our training so they can see things and design things in a three-dimensional structure. And that's what teaches them to do that, again, to learn also. So those are some of the projects. Let me just show you one project, Brad. What came out of this is the students did so well that I had a competition, and I invited, again, the newspapers to come out and take pictures. And this was the project that basically won. This is, again, skin layers. So this is, again, a project that a student came together with and designed skin layers and won again, and it was actually posted in the newspaper again of that. You can kind of see that the newspaper article of, again, the student going around with the editors of the newspaper and kind of showing what's been going on again with that project. So that also gets them very interactive. I teach medical law and ethics. So what I do is I arrange a field trip to the courtroom. We go to a court, we listen to a court case, and we analyze the court case with, again, some of the legal terms we learn in medical law and ethics. We go to autopsies. So in AMP, I organize an autopsy with the morgue director. When he has a body, I schedule our students to leave. We leave usually about 6 in the morning. We get there to the morgue around 9, and they get to view a whole entire autopsy. We go to pathology labs and hospitals, and these are fresh specimens coming out of surgery. Well, it could be a gallbladder. Again, it could be a spleen. And we saw 13-week-old fetuses last week. Again, so they get to hold and see organs again as how they look and coming out of a human body through surgery. So that's all incorporated as far as our anatomy class to help them trigger an interest and really get excited about anatomy. Okay. Or we'll go into the room here.
All right, you're live whenever you're ready.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I call my laboratory mixed surgery OR room. And this is where I keep my organs at, again, my animal organs that we're going to dissect. So these are pig eyes. These are pig hearts. Literally, our grand finale is taking a uterus, which is a uterus of a cow that has, again, fetuses in each side of these sacs. And the students take out the fetus from the uterus, line them up, and sometimes there's 9 or 10 fetuses in one of these. Again, this uterus. We dissect kidneys. Here are our kidneys. So we dissect kidneys. We dissect brains. Here's the sheep brains. Again, and they basically, when they learn the anatomy of the brain, then they come in and we basically set this up on a table, and they dissect again each of these organs. So by doing that, again, they learn hand skills and coordinating hand skills. What we also teach them to do, even though it's usually a first assist that does closure, we come over here and we get some suture material, and what we do is we teach them how to close skin. We put in simple interruptives and running horizontals, and it just gets them interested again and possibly, what they could look forward to if they decide to become a first assist. Anything we open up, I teach them how to close, so they get really familiar with suturing and how to close, again, anything that is basically cut into. So what I want to say is we welcome all new students. I'm always very excited to take on students and bring them all the knowledge that we have and get you out in the field and really get you excited in your profession as a surg tech. It's a great profession. I'm happy to be here and be a part of the school for over 8 years. And we really look forward to seeing you in the next session.